It's 7 a.m. It feels so early that the light didn't even wake up yet. But today is going to be a great day. We will reveal why we are here and what this is all about. Welcome to Pittsburgh. How do you feel?
Tired. How do you feel?
Tired. We slept only 4 hours or so. But today is important. Before we get to the super important and significant stuff, I was just told by our host Steve that when you live in Pittsburgh, you eat breakfast at the eating park. So that's where we start the day. This was indeed a very good breakfast, great experience. Debbie was our server and she was awesome. So now with bellies full and energy for the rest of the day, we're going straight to Pittsburgh because this is like in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. So now we're going right into the city and we're gonna see the people that we're gonna work with for the rest of this week. We'll be here till Sunday, so we have a good few days to work on the project that we're here for. So excited. With Steve's impeccable guidance through the city, we arrived to our first destination and the day is about to begin. So excited. Urban impact. The cat is out of the bag. That's why we are here. That's why we will be here for the next few days. They are on an incredibly important and a very significant mission. Peter and Kat are the first people we met here.
David.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Pleasure to meet you. How are you?
Pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Urban Impact.
Happy to be here.
Yes, you made it. We're happy that you're here.
And now you're going to hear an introduction to Urban Impact straight from them.
I was in the corporate world for 28 years. Most recently, I worked for a law firm. Actually, you can almost see it through the window there in downtown. We have a great view of downtown Pittsburgh. I got to know Urban Impact about 2 years ago and started as a volunteer and just really fell in love with the mission and what is done here with the kids and the people. And so I made a major career change and joined the staff here. It was a long process, about a 9-month process from first conversation till I was an official employee.
Urban Impact gives students and families opportunities to grow spiritually, emotionally, and just get prepared for life. It definitely helps them stay, gives them positive role models, gives them opportunities that they wouldn't get if they walk down another path. And because we are in tougher neighborhoods, we're trying to keep them out of the violence, out of the shootings, out of getting taken away out of their community in a ambulance or a body bag.
So this summer we had it was about 2-month program that we call Urban Impact Shakes. And the objective of the program is to educate students on Shakespeare and prepare a show to perform, in which not only will we be sharing the message that Shakespeare gives us, but also incorporating testimonies from the students' lives and telling kind of their experience during Shakes and living here on the Northside of Pittsburgh. What's cool about it is we have a group that focuses on the acting side of it, so that's our Shakes group, and then we also have a Shakes craft group that builds the set. And again, I mean, the fact that it's a 2-month program, you can imagine that not only do the actors really know the play by the end of the 2 months, but the set is this beautiful handiwork that they pour time and energy into, and so the two fusing together at the end create this it's just this magical performance that kind of shows Shakespeare at its best.
Does anybody know the story of the chalkboard?
It's just all different things that like Tammy, or that we do, or like Tammy always says it's all happening. Just and that's like her favorite phrase. Light the Night is our big Christmas program that started like 7 years ago. The cake, the win, build, equip, multiply is our discipleship model. The one bite at a time, the elephant in the bottom right corner, is how God led Pastor Ed to the Urban Impact motto that is one person, one family, one block at a time. The bus up at the top is that, like when we take kids to choir or anywhere, the girls and boys are not allowed to sit together. So the boys are blue and the girls are pink or red, which would make purple. And so they're not allowed to sit together. So no purpling is one of our rules. And then the rest of it is just phrases that are from Tammy's time at Urban Impact that I've only been here like 18 months, so some of them are just different things that Tammy has always said or would say, or just different aspects of Urban Impact and in their time, you know, ministering on the Northside.
They built that for Midsummer Night's Dream and welded it and got all the materials. They did last summer, yeah.
Place
Oh,
called
that's a
Gunback
car.
Towing.
This is in Macbeth.
We're still trying to get to the function, but there's so much interesting stuff on the way that we just can't help but record it all.
This building originally was like a community center, way before its time, before community centers were a thing. And there's a swimming pool in the basement which has been closed, but underneath the swimming pool is some storage space, and we take advantage of every inch of space in this building that we can. So there's a space, a sub-basement called the Fun Dungeon, and we use that for storage for performing arts, like costumes, some of the set pieces.
That does sound like a function.
I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll take you down
Okay,
there.
I can't wait.
It's you got to watch your head when you're down there though, because it's pretty, especially him.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is a very good example of how we utilize space at Urban Impact.
Looks like we finally found our way to the promised function. Can't wait to see it.
This looks like
Yay.
the start to a horror film.
Yeah, please watch your head here, guys.
This is
Again, a very good example of how we utilize all space at Urban Impact. This is called Robinson Chapel. It's probably the biggest room in this building, and so because of that, we use it for Urban Impact staff meetings and also what we call connections, which are quarterly training sessions which we have for our volunteers. And we have 400 volunteers that help us run all of our programs here at Urban Impact. So on a quarterly basis, we have them come in. Not all 400 come at one time. We'd never be able to fit them all in here, but we usually have a meal together and then do some kind of a training on doing ministry in an urban setting. And that could include anything from how to properly discipline kids, which is a really obviously important thing, to how to mentor them and form deeper relationships with them. So that's the kind of utilization we do of the Robinson Chapel. This part of Pittsburgh is called the Northside, and specifically this area is called the Flats because it's flat, and that's where Urban Impact is located. This part of the city is going through a huge transformation right now. Property values have really gone up. A lot of people are moving into the area, which is a good thing. It's improvement, but the challenge for Urban Impact is that a lot of the kids that we service, the families we work with who live in this area, can no longer afford to live here. So they have to move further up the hills of the north side, which presents a challenge with transportation. A lot of the families that we work with don't have easy access to transportation, and if the kids are further up the hills and we're down here, that really presents a dilemma for us. So we've got to figure out a way to be able to do that, and we're looking at potentially having a second location further up in the hills amongst those kids that I was just talking about. The north side geographically is a huge area. It's as large as Erie, Pennsylvania, which is obviously a much larger city than the north side, but geographically it's just as big, and it's just one neighborhood after another on the north side. And we presently are servicing about 1,700 kids a year, but there's many, many more that we're not reaching here on the north side. So having a second location potentially would open up a lot of opportunity to be able to reach and service a lot of kids we currently aren't servicing, as well as kids that are moving from this area further up the hills.
What's up?
How you doing?
That was at some entrance that you did.
How you doing? Thank you. I try, I'm dramatic. I heard you guys are video people, so gotta make my entrance.
Do you need help, Josh?